Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. And I've got to say I'm delighted to be joined by Nicola the Burmese Python, Barke and Terry, their coach. Let's just jump straight into that Burmese Python. What a name, what a nickname. Can you just tell me the backstory behind that?
Yeah, so my mother was born in Burma, so that's to represent my heritage. And the previous sport I did before boxing is Burmese boxing called Lethway, and that's punches, kicks, knees, elbows, headbutts, no gloves. And I got to world number 2 in that, so that's where sort of to represent my heritage. And then Python is more fight style, sort of fearless and aggressive.
I absolutely love it. The headbutt, being Scottish, being from like the Glasgow Kiss, the headbutting side of thing appeals to me a little bit. Does it appeal to you, Terry?
There's great stuff in it.
Have you ever trained somebody that's used their head as a weapon, but then they can't use it in boxing? So have you ever had to take Nicola aside and be like, you can't use your head, Nicola, so... No?
Never trained anyone like that before, never.
So what's it like training Nicola then, obviously, from that background? And I will talk about you're a ballet dancer as well. I read an article in The Sun that you were a ballet dancer, so it's quite a weird transition going from that beautiful dance of ballet to like the physical and rough side of boxing. So I want to get your thoughts on the transition, but talk to me about training somebody like Nicola, Terry.
She's got all the aspects. From the ballet, she's got a lot of movement, a lot of fluid, like she's fluid, good with her feet, and coming out of left way, I mean, she's very tough, of course, you can imagine that. But she's a good boxer, she listens, trains ever so hard, and she's ready to come up now and start moving on. We just need the base, we just need the platform to get her on to start. But she's very, very good.
Like I said to you before, I asked Terry that long-winded question, the ballet side of things, and moving from that ballet to the headbutts, the kicks and the elbows and the everything else, like how did that transition happen? And I mean, why?
So I was always really bad at ballet, and so my logic at the time was, I'm too young to not have a gift, so maybe if I'm terrible at ballet, I'll be great at the opposite sport. But actually it's ended up being quite helpful in terms of the movement, but it was pure just, I didn't enjoy ballet and thought, maybe my calling's something else.
And here we are. I'm interviewing you for IFL TV as the Burmese Python. You're 2-0 as a professional boxer already. So how are you finding it as a professional boxer right now?
I'm really enjoying it, as Terry said. For me, in order to be really successful as a professional boxer and to be the best, I just need the platform and the opportunity to sort of build up my experience so that I am ready to start mixing with the top girls.
Let's talk about the top girls. Savannah Marshall's headlining tonight. Clarissa Shields in attendance. We've had some good girls on the card, and April Hunter and Georgia O'Connor. I believe Chloe Watson's coming out as well. You've got Amanda Serrano taking on Katie Taylor for the undisputed titles in New York. When I say all this to you, how does that make you feel to finally get in there, strap on them gloves, get them tied up, and get in there and fight these girls? Some of them girls, well, in your weight class, I suppose.
I just think it's incredibly exciting. You know, women's boxing is really coming up, and it's just brilliant to see them paving the way. And sometimes when you go to fights, it's great to see that women's fights are equally exciting, if not more arguably exciting at some points.
So when I'm obviously Clarissa Shields is ringside, and obviously women's boxing is now coming on its own. It's its own sport now. There's not really, you know what I'm trying to say, Terry, here. It's coming on its own, but Clarissa Shields brings something different. Savannah brings something different. I mean, Savannah's got that knockout power, and Clarissa's got that speed and that brash talking and stuff like that. When you see that, is that what women's boxing needs? They need more characters and personalities in the sport?
I think that just defines people, really, as opposed to it being the sport. It's you're getting more women coming into boxing with a completely different range of personalities, and that's what makes it exciting for everyone, to see everyone coming together.
Terry, for you, when you're training Nicola, when you see women's boxing right now, how excited are you to get involved in it and get amongst and get her name up there with the good girls that I've just mentioned?
Yep, I want to get up there with these sort of girls. She's ready to do it. Yeah, she's training with some good people in the gym, very good people, and they all train very hard together and they all support each other. And boxing's come on, especially women's boxing's come on a load. At first, when you first started to see it, you know, you wondered, but now the girls' fights are better than the blokes, I think.
It's a bold statement, Terry, but you're probably not wrong, to be honest. I mean, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano is a fight that I'm looking forward to. Savannah and Clarissa Shields, if that gets made, if that is next, it's a fight I'm looking forward to. And I just rattle off like Shannon Courtney, Ebony Bridges, Tasha Jonas against Terry Harper, Tasha Jonas winning her world title. I mean, these fights have been phenomenal. So, are you an exciting fighter? Can you go in there and produce some of the goods that we've seen of late?
I definitely would like to think so. You've got to be your own biggest fan, right?
Well, I'm sure your mother's your biggest fan, really.
Mum's number one.
Number one. Who's your biggest inspiration? And I mentioned like all these girls that are coming out of the Olympics and signing and stuff like that. So who's your biggest inspiration to come into the boxing?
I guess I don't have a role model in boxing just yet because my background...
He's right there. He's on your left.
Coach Terry. Coach Terry. Yeah, because boxing is just new to me as a sport. I'm still learning who all the top athletes are. So for me at the moment, it's just enjoying the moment and enjoying the sport.
Absorbing like a sponge and taking it all in.
Yeah, exactly like a sponge, right?
Yeah, definitely. One final one for me then, obviously the end goal is a world title. And we've seen obviously the depth of talent in the women's boxing isn't there yet. There's maybe 50, 60 girls in the division. So Terry, you've seen her in the gym. How quickly can Nicola get up there and fight for these world titles? I know she's 2-0, she's probably still learning the sport, but we've seen girls fight for the world title 6, 7, 8-0. How quickly can Nicola get there?
Nicola can get there very quick. Yeah, she's ready. She's doing some great sparring with some good girls. And she needs a couple of fights on a good platform, and I guarantee, yeah, she'll definitely get there. Definitely.
No pressure?
None.
That's what I love. See, that's the right answer, Nicola. Nicola and Terry, thank you so much for doing this FIFO TV, and I'll be watching out for the Burmese Python, trust me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys, thank you very much.
Lovely.